Alright my friends, so finally we have the information about the Legends Limited Pikkon revival into Super Gogeta, so we are going to take a look at it and let me know your opinion about it in the comments section below. Now before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to support the channel, and without any further ado, let's just get started. So we aren't going to read the summarize here because it is literally what we are going to read here anyway, so we will just go immediately there. Pikkon, he is going to be a green character and the tags are going to be Otherworld Warrior, Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Fusion, Fusion Warrior and Episode Sagas from the movies. These are actually incredible tags. Now, the main ability. Draw a special arts card next. Restores own ki by 30, plus 30% to damage inflicted for 30 timer counts, minus 5 to own arts costs for 15 timer counts, and applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 2 to self for 15 timer counts. Now, this ability is very useful to him, however only 2 is actually a little bit of a meh, but still it's better than nothing, because 2 timer counts could actually account for you surviving the match or losing it. But other than that, these abilities are really awesome. He draws a special arts, which is very good. He restores ki so that he can use it immediately. He gains 30% extra damage for 30 timer counts, which hopefully is going to actually continue with Super Gogeta in case you die during that period. And then minus 5 to own arts costs for 15 timer counts. So in my opinion, this main ability should be used fairly fast, not immediately, but fairly fast, so that you can actually take advantage of these buffs before Pikkon dies, because you are going to sacrifice him against the Rising Rush or against anything that could kill one of your characters, and therefore I think that you should actually use this main ability as fast as you can, but not immediately. Just leave it a little bit, maybe 20 timer counts, 25 timer counts, and then use it, and hopefully you will actually use this buff for the entirety of the match at that point. Anyways, the ability, we will read only the last one. At 14 star, he increases 3% to special move damage inflicted by episode sagas from the movies, and then 38% to episode sagas from the movies, Saiyan and Fusion Warriors, base strike and blast defense. Okay, that's actually a good ability. We don't have many useful characters who can buff actually strike and blast defense, so having this one is very good. And then he increases also the special move damage, which is very useful. Unfortunately though, it's not for Fusion Warriors, it's for episode sagas from the movies, but it's understandable because he is a sagas from the movies character before being actually a fusion character. Anyways, his strike is normal. His blast restores own ki by 10 upon activation, okay? Every time he uses a blast, he is going to recover 10 ki, which is actually very good. His special move deals massive impact damage plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation, inflicts all enemies with 3 substitution counts on hit. Okay, that's useful. Nothing great or special about it, but still this 3 substitution counts is actually very good. The special skill randomly draws 1 new card, restores own ki by 30, charges own unique gauge by 15%, applies attribute upgrade minus 20%. We know now that he has actually a unique gauge, by the way. Applies attribute upgrade minus 20% to enemies sustained damage cut effects to self for 15 timer counts. Destroys own 1 of your enemy's strike arts cards. Only 1? What if they don't have strike art? Anyways, these are okay abilities. I mean, you draw a new card, which is always very useful with a special skill. You restore ki so that you can use that card immediately. you charge 15% of the unique gauge, which is extremely useful because some of the characters have actually their main disadvantage with their unique gauge is how slow it actually fills up. So having a way to fill it up faster is always a W. Applies attribute upgrade minus 20% to enemies sustained damage cut effects to self for 15 timer cuts is very useful as well. And then this one is just an addition. I mean, it could help you, but let's be honest, if you are going to use the green card, then you either are actually in a combo yourself, not your enemy, or you are trying to get in a combo and therefore they will draw a different card anyways after that. So it's not really that useful, but whatever, I guess. Also, applies the following effects to enemy according to the number of times special arts card you stupid stinking berry. Okay, is used 2 or more times destroys when blast arts card. 3 or more times destroy one special move and special arts card. Okay, not bad. So from this or more, I actually understand that once you reach 3 or more, you are going to activate both of these. So in reality, you are going to destroy actually, you are going to basically destroy a strike, you are going to destroy a blast, and you are going to destroy a special move and a special skill. You're pretty much going to destroy a whole hand if it is actually a variety of cards. So that is actually pretty crazy. Still not that extremely useful, but still it's okay. Unique ability when own health reaches 0, switch to Super Gogeta and revive with 100% health. That's very good. If own health reaches 0 due to enemy's self-destruct attack, this character will not revive. Seriously? Yeah, okay. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 90% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 15% and it cannot be cancelled. 50% I mean, sorry. 50% and it cannot be cancelled. Increases art card draw speed by 1 level and it cannot be cancelled, and increase the key recovery by 50%. Also applies the following effects to self per episode sagas from the movies battle member. That's actually bad. That's really bad. Really bad, because this is going to actually require him to be ran on a episode sagas from the movies team, and I hate this because he is supposed to be for Fusion Warriors, not sagas from the movies, but whatever, I guess. Whatever. Plus 15% to damage inflicted. Wait, to self per, okay, yeah, it is per, so if you are having only 1, it's not going to give you more than 1. Anyways, plus 15%, so up to 30% damage inflicted, which is good. Effect resets upon revival, reduces damage received by 5%, and effect resets upon revival. Well, that's not actually a lot. You are going to gain 30% extra damage, which is good, but it's not actually something crazy. And you are going to gain 10% damage received reduction, which is also okay, but it's not the end of the world. So it's not actually that crazy here. It's not that crazy. Anyways, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restores ki by 20 and plus 40% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Oh wow, well, not bad actually. This ability is very good. It's not something that you would expect from a defensive type character, but whatever, I guess. This is actually pretty good. He recovers ki and gain extra buff for just entering the battlefield. That's actually pretty good. Applies the following effects to self when this character performs a vanishing step. Draw a special arts card next. Extremely useful, but it's only once. Restores health by 5%. Seriously? He restores health by just vanishing. Okay, I guess. Plus 20% to blast damage inflicted for 15 timer counts? Why not just straight up damage inflicted? Why blast damage inflicted? I don't understand, but whatever. Shortens on substitution count by 2 when enemy activates a special move, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on standby. So if we are going to account to the substitution count, the reduction of the substitution count by 2 from the main ability here, and then you have 2 again from the unique ability here, that means that you are going to reduce it by 4, which is actually pretty good. That is very good. It could help you to survive a rising rush or an awakened art or an ultimate or whatever they actually use on you. That is very good. Now, unique ability 2. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts. So he has a strike art cover change. It is comboable with the special move arts. Applies the following effects to enemy when changing cover. Randomly destroys one card. Reduces ki by 20. Inflicts attribute downgrade -1 to arts card draw speed level. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty good disruption ability. When you are destroying one of their cards, which is very useful because that is going to lower their combo. 2, you are reducing their ki by 20, which is again going to disrupt their combo. And 3, you are basically reducing their card draw speed as well, which is once again going to disrupt their combo. So this is a very good ability. This is actually exactly what he needed as a disrupt unit. Now I really hope that he has some type of buffs as well that he applies to the allies, but we will see. Applies the following effects to self when enemy performs a covered change while this character is on the battlefield. Draw a special arts card next, restores ki by 20, and plus 20% to strike damage inflicted. So sometimes they are increasing blast damage, sometimes they are increasing strike damage, and sometimes they are increasing just straight up damage. Anyways, applies the following effects to self after enemy attack is over. -5 to strike and blast arts costs for 15 timer counts. Plus 20 to special move damage inflicted. Increase arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts. That's actually pretty good. That's actually very good because these 2 are uncancelable. So he gains them forever, which is absolutely insane. And then for 15 timer counts he gains actually extra card draw speed. This is absolutely phenomenal. Slowly charges own unique gauge over time while this character is on the battlefield or on standby. The following effects occur once unique gauge is full. Restores allies other than this character's health by 15% and plus 15% damage inflicted by allies. Not bad. Not bad. That's actually some sort of buff, I guess. It's not exactly what I wanted because only 15% isn't really crazy, but it's still something. I like that. I like that. Now, Super Gogeta. Super Gogeta is going to be green, obviously, and he is going to have the same tags. The main ability, draw a special move arts card next. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 50. And by the way, since he draws a special move arts, not an ultimate, that means that his legendary finish is going to be on a special move, not an ultimate, which is really cool. Restores own health by 20% and ki by 50, plus 50% to next special move damage inflicted. That is extremely useful. -10 to own special move arts cost, and it's uncancelable. It's uncancelable. So once you use his main ability, your special move cost is going to always be 40, which is actually pretty crazy. That is definitely crazy. However, keep in mind that this plus 50% accounts only to the next special move damage. So once you use the special move, it's going to be gone. You aren't going to be able to get it again. Anyways, the ability is going to be the same, obviously. Then we have the strike. He has a blast armor, which is very good. By the way, did our boy here? No, he doesn't. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, that's actually something. That's definitely something. So Gogeta has a blast armor, which is very good. His blast also restores ki, which is very good as well. Deals massive impact damage, applies the following effects to self upon activation, plus 30% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. Nullifies enemies' restored health when it reaches 0. Effects when this character attacks for 3 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20 to all costs for 5 timer counts. For 5 timer counts isn't the craziest ever, but still 20. This means that your opponent is going to eat your special move and then they won't be able to do anything because of the fact that their cards are going to be costing them basically 40 and above. And that is going to be crazy. So this is a very good ability as an addition actually to what we already have here. The special skill restores own ki by 50, very good. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, plus 30% to the next strike or blast arts damage inflicted, and it cannot be stacked, so you use it, you can deal 30% extra either strike or a blast damage for once, and then you use it again and you will be able to do it again, but you can't stack it. You can't use 2 and then gain 60%, you gain only 30%. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemies' special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 10 timer counts. That's absolutely phenomenal. This is actually a very good addition to the ability, to the special skill. This is a very good one. Cancels own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions, very good as well. Nullifies own attribute downgrade and abnormal conditions for 30 timer counts. Are you serious? For 30 timer counts he is completely immune to anything. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. This is actually very good. For 30 timer counts, and if you account to the time that is going to go on for Pikkon as well, I think that this is going to account for the entire time Super Gogeta is going to be in the match actually. The match is going to end before the 30 timer count ends actually. Unique ability 1. Applies the following effects to self upon revival, plus 50% to damage inflicted, reduces damage received by 10%, 40% to ki recovery, and nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 30 timer counts. For 30 timer counts, nobody has advantage against him. This is absolutely crazy. This is what you want to see from a defensive type character. This is exactly what you want to see from a defensive type character. You are going to be weak against them, you aren't going to deal as much damage against them, but they aren't going to be strong against you, and that is exactly what a defensive type unit needs actually. Applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike arts card. Every time he uses a strike, okay? Plus 10% to strike damage inflicted for 10 timer counts, that's very good. Plus 10% to special move damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. This is crazy. And then the same for the blast as well here. So basically, if we say that you have a special move, or you don't have a special move actually, you have 4 cards in your hand that are strike and blast, you use them, you get 40% extra damage to your special move, you use your main ability and gain 50% extra damage to your special move, and you use it. That is going to be absolutely stupid. It's gonna kill anything and anyone. Absolutely anything and anyone. The following effects occur upon landing a strike or blast arts hit. -2 to own strike and blast arts costs for 10 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade -5% to strike and blast arts power? What? Power? Is this a new ability? What does power mean? Isn't it supposed to be basically damage? Whatever, I guess. And there you have for the special move as well, 15%. This is crazy. And it's every time he lands a strike or blast. Oh my god, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. The following effects occur if own remaining health is 50% or below, after being hit by an enemy arts attack while this character is on the battlefield, and it activates only once. Restores own health by 15%, very good. Reduces enemy ki by 15. So it's going to somewhat disrupt the combo, which is good. But it's going to also restore his HP by 15%, which is very good. Unique ability 2. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike. So both of them has against strike, and it is comboable with special move arts. Very slowly charges own unique gauge. So he has his own unique gauge or what? Over time while this character is on the battlefield or on standby. The following effects occur once unique gauge is full or upon revival if it is already full. So no, it's the same unique gauge, okay. Plus 50% to damage inflicted, minus 20 to own special move arts, minus 20. And it cannot be cancelled, it's permanent. Okay, and plus 50% to damage inflicted as well. Increase on arts card draw speed by 1 level for 30 timer cuts. For 30 timer cuts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 30% to health restoration for 30 timer cuts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to ki recovery. Inflicts all enemies. It's all inflicts. This is what I love. This is exactly what I wanted to see, and they gave him it. Very good. Very good. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 1 arts card draw speed. Okay. And reduce their critical rate. Are you kidding with me? So basically, you fill up his gauge, you pretty much destroy the opponent. You reduce their health restoration by 30%, you reduce their ki recovery by 50%, you reduce their card draw speed by 1, and you reduce their critical rate by 30%. This is absolutely insane. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Applies the following effects to self if there are 2 defeated battle members when this character enters the battlefield or upon revival. Plus 20% to special move damage inflicted, minus 5 to strike and blast arts cost. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy's special action that activates when changing cover for 10 timer counts. That's actually very good as well. So they are broken. They are absolutely broken, and they are exactly what we needed actually for Fusion Warriors and for sagas from the movies. So seeing that is very awesome. Now it will only depend on how defensively good Pikkon is once we get them basically in the game to decide whether they are top 1 or basically top 5. But they are definitely in the top 5. There is no way they are anywhere outside that. They are definitely at least in top 5. But if Pikkon is very good defensively and doesn't die easily, then they might be actually top 2 or top 1 as well. We will see. It depends on how defensively good Pikkon is, as I said before, because Orange Piccolo is actually extremely bad, not because his abilities are bad. His abilities are very good. He is extremely bad because of how weak defensively he is. Extremely and incredibly weak. So if Pikkon isn't like him and he is actually good defensively, then that might mean that they are going to be actually top 1 or 2 as a character. So we will see. Anyways, I think that summoning for them is going to be a good idea. It's not going to be a bad idea. However, as I said before, the Legends Festival is starting within 25 days or 26 days. So just keep that in mind and then spend your chrono crystals wisely as you wish. Anyways, with that being said, that was everything for today. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that they can enjoy it too. And if you got any useful information from this video, or if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe my channel and turn on the notification bell beside it so that you stay notified with everything new about Dragon Ball Legends. And with that being said, see you as always in the next video of Dragon Ball Legends.